When can my baby sleep through the night? That's the $1,000,000 question. It's crossed your mind before, and you want to stick around because today we're going to talk about when can your baby sleep through the night, give you some very reasonable expectations, discuss the variables that can affect when your kiddo can sleep through the night, and actually talk about what is the definition of sleeping through the night anyways. Hey there, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell. I'm a chiropractor by training, but found my passion empowering parents to teach their little ones to sleep as a sleep consultant and the creator of the Helping Babies Sleep Method. So let's talk about you and your baby. When can they sleep through the night? Well, anytime you're thinking about that, the first thing I want you to think about is what is your definition, or the person that you're speaking with, what is their definition of sleeping through the night? Because people have wildly different definitions of sleeping through the night. In almost 10 years of experience, I can tell you there's a whole gamut range out there. So here we go. Let's talk about newborns. And let's talk about newborns being roughly 3 months and younger. So a common definition in the literature and social media out there, sleeping through the night is about a 6 to 7 hour stretch of sleep for a newborn, okay? And the research actually shows that newborn sleep is highly irregulated and they tend to sleep in 3 to 4 hour chunks kind of around the clock. So if you're getting a 6 hour stretch in the newborn stage up to about 2-3 months of age, you're doing quite well, okay? After 4 months of age. So after 4 months is when you can have more independent sleepers, kiddos that can be put down completely awake and use their own self-soothing skills, such as sucking a thumb or a finger or positioning their body to relax themselves down into sleep. And when I work with clients older than 4 months of age, sleeping through the night, the definition is 11 hours or more of sleep without needing to eat or be attended to. And when kids hit that milestone varies quite wildly. We're going to discuss a few factors here that can influence when your kiddo can sleep through the night, okay? So just to recap, sleeping through the night for me in the Helping Babies Sleep Method is 11 hours of overnight sleep or more without eating or needing to be attending to. And the reason I mentioned that is I remember I've talked to so many different people and their kids are sleeping through the night. And I'm like, tell me more about that. And they said, they're doing so well. I wake them up to feed them twice and they sleep through the night. Or I put them down to bed at 9 p.m. and they wake up at 6 p.m. without eating and they're sleeping through the night. They're sleeping a long stretch of sleep, but they're not quite really getting enough sleep overall because most kids 4 months and older need 11 hours to 12 hours of nighttime sleep. Okay, so let's talk about factors that can influence when your little person can sleep through the night. Okay, let's talk first about exclusively breastfed kiddos. Exclusively breastfed kiddos usually don't sleep 11 hours or more without any eating or needing to be attended to until around 8 months. I know that might be different from what you've heard out there, but having breastfed 2 kids of my own till a year and worked with hundreds of parents at this age, I can tell you that when you have a breastfed baby without any formula at all, you really need solids to be well established, having 3 meals a day or more and 4 to 5 breastfeeds in that 24-hour period. And that night feed usually doesn't disappear until around 8 months of age. Okay, and it's actually an important feed because your milk supply is the highest at that time of day, and getting rid of it too soon can impede your milk supply. So if that's important to you, you want to take that into consideration. Now, formula-fed kids or kids who have formula in the mix tend to sleep through the night 11 hours or more earlier. And why is that? There's a few different reasons. One reason is that formula is thicker. It has a slower transit time through the gastrointestinal tract, which means your child feels fuller longer. So it can help in that realm. I've had parents at 6 months breastfeeding, but then they offer a bottle of formula, 4 ounces-ish before bed or more, and they can tend to sleep through the night 11 hours. Okay, that's not impossible for you. I should also say with those exclusively breastfed kiddos, I've definitely had 5-month-olds, even 4-month-olds that have slept through the night exclusively breastfed. I just wouldn't say that that's average, okay? 8 months is very average. But the other thing about formula or even bottle feeding, breast milk, pumped milk in a bottle, is that you have, as a parent, much more knowledge of how much food your little person is eating. And that gives you the confidence in the middle of the night when they wake up and be like, I don't think this is hunger. I'm willing to try other methods to get them back to sleep. And what that does is it actually helps shift your calories into the daytime, okay? Because we do tend to shift calories into the nighttime for a lot of kids who have sleep issues, can't go back to sleep without eating. Because here's the thing, okay? All humans wake up in the night. but not all humans need to eat to go back to sleep. The kiddos, when I have an 8-month-old that wakes up 3 times and needs to be nursed or have a bottle to go back to sleep, that's a sleep association. They've associated falling asleep with eating. And so when they wake up in the night, which all humans do, they call for that same thing to come help them back to sleep. And then what happens is you've shifted some of your daytime calories into the night, and it just perpetuates. Okay. Those kids often present as distracted feeders during the day. And parents say, I can't get more calories into them during the day. They're just not interested. They're not, because those calories will not move into the day until you start offering less in the nighttime. Okay, so reliance on food is the #1 sleep association, and that continues. They need to eat to fall back asleep. It keeps your calories in the night, and you can't shift into the daytime. A couple other reasons why formula-fed kids tend to sleep through the night earlier is formula generally takes longer to prepare in the night versus whipping out a boob. Okay, instant gratification. Delayed gratification. How many parents have I talked to who said, oh, I thought I was hungry and I went to prepare the bottle, but when I came back, they were already asleep. Okay, so that's another reason. So to sum that up then, why can sometimes formula-fed kids sleep through the nighttime earlier? 1, formula has longer transit time than breast milk, so they stay fuller longer. 2, parents have greater confidence because they know how much food their kiddo has eaten during the day, and they can use other skills to help their little ones sleep in the night, breaking that feeding to sleep association. 2, with bottle feeding, you have the ability to slowly shift the calories out of the night into the daytime and stack those calories in the day, so they need to eat less at night. And then the last reason, right, formula generally takes longer to prepare in the night versus nursing on demand. Now, how do you get great nighttime sleep? How do you get your little one to sleep through the night? 1, knowing what the definition of sleeping through the night is. 2, knowing what is reasonable for your child in terms of feeding through the night. So in my world, when I work with a client over 5 months of age, our goal is 1 night feed over 11 hours. And after 8 months, we're aiming for 0 night feeds over 11 hours. Self-soothing skill is the most important thing that your child needs to be able to sleep through the night. That's the ability to be put down completely awake, not at all drowsy, right? And if you've read our book, The Helping Babies Sleep Method, right on the front of that cover says why drowsy but awake is setting you up to fail, because sleep is a learned skill, and the skill they need is to be able to be awake and relaxed into sleep on their own, not with something external like a pacifier, being rocked, being fed. Okay. I'm going to put a blog post in about self-soothing skills and what your child needs to get those. If you're looking for sleep tips, you got to come take our quick 6-question sleep quiz. It's going to ask you about your child's age, how much sleep they're getting, how you get them to fall asleep, but it's going to give you 1 simple no-tier thing that you can do tonight to implement. Okay. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a baby sleep tip.